In my opinion, it's a pretty darn good time to be a car enthusiast. There's lots of cool new enthusiast cars and trucks that have either dropped in 2024 or are set to hit the streets in 2025. And again, I think it's a really exciting time to be an enthusiast. Manual transmissions are making a comeback. Off-road trucks are getting some love from manufacturers, and with EVs looming on the horizon, manufacturers are pulling out all the stops as a huge send-off to gas engines. Today, we're going to take a look at the cars and trucks that have enthusiasts buzzing. These aren't going to be your run-of-the-mill commuter cars. These are vehicles built for the people who love cars, who care about how a car feels to drive. Whether you're a fan of turbocharged hot hatches, V8 muscle cars, or tough off-road trucks, there's something coming out for everyone. So today, we are going to get into some of the hottest new cars and trucks that will have you reaching for your wallet or calling your credit union to get a loan, because some of these are pretty freaking expensive.
$3,200 in car payments? Oh my gosh! What are you driving?
It's a Rolls-Royce Ghost.
Real bad man.
Now first, we're taking a look at the Toyota Land Cruiser. And this has been a really popular one with people picking up wheel and tire packages. It does have weird fitment, so if you need help with it, click the link in the description below. We got a full fitment guide. After a brief hiatus in the US market, the Land Cruiser is back for 2024, and it looks and performs better than ever. But here's the thing, it's not just the luxury SUV with the Land Cruiser name slapped on the back. Toyota's brought it back to its off-road roots. The 2024 Land Cruiser is smaller, lighter, more affordable, surprisingly, than previous generations, but it's still every bit the off-road beast that enthusiasts have come to love. Toyota is using the same platform as the Lexus GX and the Toyota Tacoma, which means it's tough, it's durable, it's ready for anything, and you've got huge aftermarket support right out of the box. Under the hood was a bit of an odd decision. You'll find a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder hybrid engine making 326 horsepower and 465 feet-pound of torque. Might not sound as beefy as the V8s of old, but trust me, it's enough to power you through any off-road trail you can find, especially with that torque figure. And with Toyota's multi-terrain select system, locking differentials, factory skid plates, this thing is ready to tackle rocks, mud, and anything else in its path. The Land Cruiser is back to being the practical, rugged off-roader that enthusiasts have always loved. If you're into off-roading, camping, or just want an SUV that can survive the apocalypse, the 2024 Land Cruiser is absolutely worth your attention. Now, next up, we're switching gears here and talking about the 2024 Ford Mustang Dark Horse. This is a car that has been built for one thing, and it's dominating on the track. Ford took their already potent Mustang and added some serious track-focused upgrades, turning it into one of the best modern muscle cars for road course enthusiasts. The Dark Horse under the hood has the 5-liter Coyote V8, but it's turned all the way up to 500 horsepower. This car, though, isn't just about making horsepower. Ford gave it a host of performance upgrades to make sure it handles as well as it accelerates. We're talking about Magna Ride dampeners, a Tremec 6-speed manual transmission, upgraded brakes, and of course, a chassis that has been tuned for cornering. The Dark Horse is a competitor to cars like BMW's M3 CS, and this car is made for people who want to take their Mustang to the next level, whether that's carving up back roads or hitting track days on the weekend. The Dark Horse brings old-school V8 muscle into the 21st century, and it's one of the coolest new Mustangs in years, heck, possibly ever. They do come again with a relatively high price tag, but in my opinion, it's very worth it. Now, in the same vein, but a lot cheaper, the Toyota GR86 has always been the go-to for enthusiasts looking for a lightweight rear-wheel drive sports car that delivers pure, unadulterated driving pleasure. It's a car that focuses on handling and balance, fun behind the wheel, not crazy horsepower numbers. And for 2025, Toyota is stepping it up even more with the GR86 TRD. Now, the TRD takes the already excellent GR86 platform and adds a bunch of performance goodies straight out of the box from Toyota Racing Development. You're getting upgraded suspension, you're getting a limited slip differential, track-tuned dampeners, yes, it's the same as upgraded suspension, we just go off of the brochure, and sticky tires that make the car even more of a corner-carving monster than it already was. The 2.4-liter naturally aspirated boxer engine still sits under the hood and still makes 228 horsepower, which in my opinion is not enough to compete with what else is on the market, but you pair it up with a lightweight chassis and rear-wheel drive, and it's fun to drive. You can still get it with a 6-speed manual transmission, which is a huge win for enthusiasts, but again, we do wish that Toyota would finally turn the power up on this thing to over 300, because even though the driving experience is fantastic, it just needs a little more kick to be fun. Next up on the list is a car that's been a long time coming, and that's the 2024 Nissan Z NISMO. The new Z already blew us away when it debuted in 2023, combining retro Z car styling with modern performance, but the NISMO version takes things to a whole new level. The NISMO is powered by the same 3-liter twin-turbo VR30 as the standard Z, but it's been bumped up to 420 nice horsepower, which is a step up from the 400 in the regular Z. The real magic comes, of course, from the handling improvements, which, if you can't sense a theme here, a lot of manufacturers are doing this. The NISMO Z gets upgraded suspension, a stiffened-up chassis, and larger Brembo brake calipers that make it a real contender on track. Now, the styling is also more aggressive in typical NISMO fashion, being outfitted with a new front bumper, new rear bumper, larger rear wing, and extra aero tweaks to keep the car planted at high speed. Inside, you get sportier seats and a race-inspired steering wheel, and makes the whole experience feel that much more special and you that much more connected to the car. If you love the 370Z NISMO, but you want something with a little more oomph, more refinement, and a modern touch, the new NISMO Z is a no-brainer for you. It's a modern-day JDM hero with all the right ingredients, just don't call it a 400Z. Now, Subaru, they're always a favorite in two categories, the blowing head gasket category and the enthusiast category. And the 2025 WRX TR is here to remind us why, hopefully not on the head gasket front though. The WRX has always been a car for people who want a practical daily driver that can also handle some spirited driving and maybe even a few off-road rally trails, but the TR is focusing even more on the performance aspect. Now, the WRX TR is essentially a more hardcore, track-focused version of the regular WRX. It gets, are you sick of it yet? Upgraded suspension, Brembo brakes, and stickier tires. These are all designed to make a car feel even more planted in the corners. It still makes 271 horsepower out of the 2.4-liter turbo boxer engine, but the real focus here is on handling and braking. It's a car you can drive to work during the week and then take to a track day on the weekend without breaking a sweat. If you're someone who likes the idea of owning a car with rally DNA, but you want something that's a little sharper on the pavement, the 2025 WRX TR is the answer for you. Now, we're going back off-road here, and we're talking about 2025 Ford Ranger Raptor. The Raptor name has become synonymous with off-road dominance. I'm sorry, TRX owners, it's the case. The Raptor wins every time. And the Ranger Raptor is no exception. This truck is powered by a 3-liter twin-turbo V6, making 405 horsepower and 430 feet-pound of torque, which is more than enough to tackle just about any off-road adventure you can find. It's got Fox live valve shocks, which are fantastic, locking differentials, and 33-inch all-terrain tires, all designed to make sure you can blast over dirt trails, rocks, and sand dunes with relative ease. The best part, it's all wrapped up in a smaller, lighter, more manageable package compared to the relatively massive F-150 Raptor. The Ranger Raptor is perfect for people who want the off-road capability of a Raptor but don't need a full-size truck. I will tell you, the Raptor, as an owner of one, is large and hard to park in a lot of places. The Ranger solves that problem. The 2025 Ranger Raptor is set to be one of the coolest off-road trucks on the market, and hopefully dealers come off of their markups soon and you can pick one of these up for MSRP. So there you have it. Some of the coolest new enthusiast cars and trucks coming out in 2024 and 2025. Whether you're into off-road rigs like the Land Cruiser and the Ranger Raptor, or you want to hit the track in a Dark Horse or GR86, manufacturers are listening to what enthusiasts want and making cars for us. Now, the best part, these cars and trucks are being made with enthusiasts in mind. Whether it's keeping the manual transmission alive, making off-road vehicles tougher and more accessible, or delivering serious track day performance straight from the factory, these manufacturers are listening to what we want and delivering. So if you're in the market for a new ride, or you picked one of these up and you want some new wheels for it, keep an eye out on these. They're about to make the enthusiast world even more fun. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like, drop a comment, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button to turn notifications on. If you've got one of these cars, you're looking for some wheels, click the link down below. We'll take care of you on a set, and I'll see you in the next one.